Whoo! So Dillian White, Povetkin, they had a little, fight. First one we know how that ended. Dillian White pretty much he was doing this thing in the first fight. Good movement, boxing, fighting very intelligent. Dropped Povetkin down a couple of times, and you know it looked as if it was headed towards a situation where Dillian White was gonna come out victorious, but things didn't work out. He got caught with a shot, got reckless, kind of got set up a little bit, got caught with a shot, got put down, lights out. That was it, So they came and they did a rematch today. Um, it seems as if Dillian White in this particular fight, he was kind of one that, F that whole going slow thing, boxing thing. Let me, try to take this guy out. It seemed like as if that was kind of his game plan when it came to this particular fight. He just wanted him out of there, and out of there, as soon as humanly possible. Um, but Vetkin has this weird thing, man. When I don't know, it's like he throws his hook, but he's too far. Like the distance not closed in, just leaves himself open for shots. And he just continues to do it. And he got put down in this fight. He got knocked, he got popped, he fell, kind of hit into the ropes. The ref should have stopped the fight right there. I mean, not stopped the fight, but he should have did a count right there because the guy was held back, held from being knocked down to the floor by the ropes. Usually, what they do in that situation is they kind of stop it, give you a count, then they start it. But they didn't do that. They bounce off the ropes, boom, boom, gets hits again, hits the other ropes, and then gets knocked out, gets put to sleep. Um, I thought the fight was pretty much going to be kind of like the first fight, but the only question was going to be, is Povetkin going to get, and I'm not going to say lucky, but is he going to be able to, reproduce what happened in the first fight and end up catching Dillian White and putting him out? He had a couple of openings, here and there, but he didn't take advantage of it. Even when he got hurt, the way every time he gets hurt, Dillian White kind of just loses his head. He starts throwing wild, just starts going wild, trying to knock you out, leaving himself completely wide open. But in this particular fight, Povetkin didn't take advantage of it, and he was put down, and that was it. There was no getting up this time. There was no getting up this time. Not with the way he got hit. Plus a towel was thrown in anyway. So congratulations to him. He was able to, you know, come out victorious in this particular one. And then it's on to the next. And he was asked, what do you want to do next? And, I guess in his head, he's like, I wouldn't mind fighting Povetkin one more time. I guess because they're both 1-1. It's like, hey, why not do it like, a third fight, winner take all type of situation. That was I guess that's his mindset as it pertains, to what he could possibly do next. He understands, I believe that, you're not fighting Anthony Joshua. I guess in their minds, they think Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are fighting each other and they have a 2-fight deal. So pretty much those 2 fights are kind of gone for the year. I'm guessing that's what he's thinking. But reality of the situation is no, that fight's not happening. I know the WBC, I guess there's rumors is they're going to try to mandate a Wilder versus Dillian Whyte fight, which makes no sense just due to the fact that Deontay Wilder right now is in arbitration with Tyson Fury. Right now, he has a contract that says that he has a rematch with Tyson Fury. And no one can, all depends on what that judge says. Is if that arbitrator says, hey, Deontay Wilder's in the right, you have to face him next. Tyson Fury is going to have no choice but to face him next or face steep penalties. And that's going to be Tyson Fury, ESPN, and Top Rank. I'm pretty sure that contract is set up like that where they're going to be held liable for whatever Tyson Fury has to pay. So, you got to wait till that happens. People just acting like as if, that's something that's not, happening right now, And I know, and the WBC, they try to stand in the middle of that. They'll be opening themselves up to major lawsuits, that they're not going to want any part of because they'd have no chance of winning. And they would also be paying Deontay Wilder a large sum of money. So I don't see that happening at all, you know. Um, but when Eddie Hearn was asked, I guess I don't know, they were asking about Deontay Wilder, and he was basically saying that, oh, when it comes to Deontay Wilder's chasing them now. Not sure where that came from. Never heard anything of Deontay Wilder saying, "Oh no, I want Dillian Whyte next now. I want Dillian Whyte next now." But supposedly Deontay Wilder's chasing Dillian Whyte now, and they don't know if they're gonna face Deontay Wilder or not. I mean, even if Tyson Fury was able to escape somehow from this, from his contractual obligations, and Deontay Wilder had to fight somebody else, he does not need a damn Dillian Whyte. That man has a strong fan base when it comes to the United States. He could do 1-2 fights. And after that, doing 2 good fights, he can go into pay-per-view with Andrew Ruiz, and they can do 700,000 plus pay-per-views and, do a massive gate, in Las Vegas. They can do a massive gate in California, in Texas, with no problem, So Deontay Wilder wouldn't need anybody. He'd be able to progress himself, grow, become the IBF mandatory, which you should do. Become the IBF mandatory and go after whoever has the belts if he was put into that particular situation. But as of right now, like I've said before, until that judge says that Tyson Fury can move and do what he wants to do, they can't do anything at all. I personally don't think the Fury Wild Joshua fight's happening regardless anyway. I think it's all bullish. They're all talking out their tails. Eddie Hearn's waiting for that Sky Sports deal to be over with. And when it's over with, we'll see what happens with him and DAZN. To see what kind of, because DAZN's in the UK right now, see what kind of massive deal he might be doing with DAZN as it pertains to Anthony Joshua. And because of that, he's not putting Anthony Joshua in any position where he can lose. They had an 8-year plus plan, and yes, they're going to stick to that particular plan. That they're not getting off that plan at all, regardless of what anybody says, and putting Anthony Joshua into a space where he has to face either Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder could derail those plans, and they won't do that. It's not the way he moves. It's not the way his blueprint is set up, and he's not going to derail from that, But as far as Dillian Whyte's concerned, him versus Povetkin, don't need to see that again. We've had enough of that. Move that to the side, okay? I think maybe try to position yourself into a space where maybe, can you offer Andy Ruiz enough money where he goes and fights you? Or you come to the United States and you fight Andy Ruiz? If you can work out a deal like that, I think that might be a good fight for him. That might be a good fight for him. Hey, who knows? Maybe Top Rank will just give you a jogba, because they're not doing anything with him. That moron signed with them, and they just kind of just have him just sitting in the corner somewhere, and his career is pretty much just gone out the damn window. So hey, maybe you can get a jogba. That'd be a cool little fight, but just something different, something different other than this. We had enough of that. No need for any more of that. But congratulations to him though, for making the adjustments, being smart, and becoming out victorious. When you get knocked out, when you get stopped, this is what you do. Anthony Joshua took a loss, got stopped, came back, handled his business in the next fight. In this particular fight, Dillian Whyte, he took a major loss, came back, in a rematch, but he came out victorious and fixed that. And Deontay Wilder, and I'm sure what the judge is going to do is say, that he deserves his rematch, and we'll be seeing him versus Tyson Fury, and we'll see if he can do the same. But for now, like, subscribe, share, I'm out.